That's my report.
Thank you. Certainly, you're never in need of anything to do, that's for sure.
Always something.
Always busy. Anybody have any questions? First of all, I want to thank you for the well laid out reports and all the information you give us. That's great. I mean, it gives us a good overview of what's going on in Three Rivers from your perspective. Anybody have any questions for the surgeon?
Thanks for keeping us in.
Okay, thank you. Let you enjoy the warm evening.
It is
Thank
beautiful.
you very much.
Okay, good night.
We're live now, okay, great. Okay, I just wanted to say that we got the technical issue solved and we are live, we are being streamed now. Okay, number 6 is presentations and delegations, and I have 3 speakers tonight. The first is Joshua Callahan. Is Joshua here? No? Okay. The next I have is Derek Nicholson. Derek, you want to come to the podium? I think I can see you behind the podium.
Yes, I'm hiding behind the podium, Your Worship, and it's just my stature.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to address council. I did some investigation into the Municipal Government Act, which I know most of you are aware is a foundational document that guides how council operates on a regular basis. Council just does not do whatever they want to do. You're legislated on what you can and cannot do. In fact, the Municipal Government Act mandates all councils and council committee meetings to be open to the public except for specific confidential matters to ensure transparency in decision-making. That's the public process. The public engagement policy, which is written by the Federation of Municipality, they have a wonderful document and it outlines what you could do as a municipality during your public engagement piece. And I'm watching the clock because your speakers are only allowed 5 minutes. And I'm long-winded. See, the public engagement has a positive effect and a good outcome in municipal governments. It can be informative. It can actually help consult with others and gather viewpoints that you might not have gathered. It'll involve people because we need more people involved in our local governance today. That's why I count it a privilege to be here. It's also empowering because some people feel that their voice isn't being heard when really it is. Delegations and presentations to most councils have a formal process. In fact, I was denied speaking to council once by the person in charge. And I was told why. Derek, you called in too late. See, the rules are the rules. They apply to everybody. And you know what? I said to myself, I am so glad that they follow the rules because the rules are for everybody. And when I request permission to speak to council through whoever that designated person is, I have to give the intentions of what I'm to speak about, the stated purpose. There's a time limit that I'm reminded. You're only allowed 5 minutes unless I go down to shoreline design. I'm allowed at least an hour. And I need to address the chair because the chair is the one that actually controls the meeting. And my conduct when I'm here must be respectful. Why else would you allow anybody to come here to be disrespectful for the 5 minutes of time that you allow? See, because one of the things that happened last week is I opened up my opening remarks by thanking the mayor or the chair for the privilege of speaking. And I was confronted at the door on the way out that I was wrong by 2 people. So it just made me do some digging to find out that no, I was not wrong. That it's a privilege to speak to council. It is not a right. While the MGA emphasizes public access to meetings and the importance of public engagement, the act of speaking directly to council in a formal setting like a council meeting is generally a privilege granted under specific policies and procedures rather than an inherent right. We need to read that. We need to understand that. It's not an absolute right. I simply can't barge into council and say, Debbie, I want to speak to you. I can't. It's not allowed. And in fact, maybe the topic I want to speak on is not a topic under your jurisdiction, and that shouldn't be allowed either. So there needs to be structured access. The engagement needs to be important, and I actually took this safety vest with me, not because I'm scared, but because under the Occupational Health and Safety Act, Section 52(2), it says that you need to provide a safe workplace. You're obligated. You have no choice. See, in summary, I want to make sure that you give the people the right to attend, but make it a place where it's structured and safe. Do people feel safe when they come here? What about your staff?
Do you have that very well timed, Derek? I hope so. I do everything I can to hope that, to keep our council and our staff safe. And I know John does as well, because there has been some times that, yeah, when you read what people have to say in social media, that you don't feel safe. Certainly some of the accusations, unfounded accusations and things that have been said about us certainly don't make us feel safe, even as Councillor Van Donkersgoed said once, even to go into the grocery store. Because as some of us say, you know, we didn't sign up to take this. We signed up to try to run a community and make it better. And, you know, we're open to, as you say, conversation and anything we can do to make people feel involved.
Yes, absolutely.
And thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Derek? Thank you for clarifying that.
Well, no, thank you for the opportunity
Yep.
and the privilege of being here. I have
Oh,
to.
I'm sorry. Cindy has.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Councillor McLean.
It's not a question, Derek. I just want to thank you for all of that. Very well said and
you.
very well needed to be said.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That put me over time a little bit, but I guess,
Okay.
I guess that was.
We'll
questions
forgive
that-
you this time. We'll let you go
are-
this
Are
time.
allowed. Feeling safe in the environment that we live is important.
Yep.
Being threatened on the way out the door concerns me. It had nothing to do with the topic I was discussing when I was here at council last. Nobody said anything about housing. They just said, Nicholson, you're wrong.
Yeah, and that's
And
important
that- and
too,
I- and I
that we
think
show
we
respect.
have to stop that, because if somebody has a difference of opinion, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm being, yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Yep.
very good. I gotta go to my next meeting.
Okay, next on our agenda is number 7, and it's, oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Crystal, next speaker is Crystal McDonald. I think the podium is already live there.
Good evening, Your Worship, Town Councillors and meeting attendees. Thank you for allowing me an opportunity to present this evening. My name is Crystal McDonald. I and my husband Lauren live on our family farm on the Wim Road, a 7-minute drive from downtown Montague. We have 4 grown children and 7 grandchildren, all currently living on PEI. We own approximately 150 acres on the Wim Road and run 2 seasonal businesses, strawberries and poultry processing. As parents, community volunteers, and local property and business owners, we have a vested interest in the proper development of our community. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about the current Town of Three Rivers Development Plan and bylaws, and in particular, the bylaws surrounding mobile home placement and their effect on our family. The Three Rivers official plan states that the intention of the policy is not to prevent, discourage, or hinder development, but rather to emphasize the importance of compatibility with existing character and ensure that future development remains context appropriate. plan goes on to state in it, undertaking land use planning activities, including reviewing development applications, the town of Three Rivers will ensure compatibility with the character of its former municipalities and permit and enable an adequate supply and diversity of housing for all residents. In May, my husband contacted the Planning and Development Office for the community of Three Rivers to declare our intention to move a mobile home we had just purchased for our youngest daughter from Murray River to our property on the Wim Road. The site in question had a mobile home located on it for 10 to 15 years and still has the septic, water, and electrical infrastructure in place. The Wim Road has a large number of mobile and mini homes already located on it, and we therefore didn't foresee moving another one in as being an issue. My husband was informed that due to the newly passed development bylaws, mobile homes in Three Rivers are only allowed in mobile home parks. There are not many of these properties in the Three Rivers area, and as I said before, what are there have a bad reputation or are already at capacity. In addition, when you have access to property that already has septic, water, and hydro hookups from a previous mobile home, it makes no financial sense to be required to pay rent on a small lot, and even less sense from a community perspective to require our daughter and grandson to pay to live away from the familial support system that will be in place for her on the Wim Road. Since the original phone call to ascertain the steps required to get a permit for moving the home, we have been in contact with the planning officer and Three Rivers staff numerous times to try and move this request forward in a timely manner. We were only recently allowed to submit our very thorough application for a development permit to move the mobile home to our property. We have already been told that due to the bylaw, it will be declined. It is my understanding that the town council has the final decision on our file, but that it will be required to go to a July 24th planning board meeting and then to you on August 11th for final decision. And that's if the planning officer completes his report before the 24th. While we acknowledge the need to restrict types of development within a more urban center where available land and infrastructure to support a wider variety of housing options is limited, it is incomprehensible that there is no allowable variances or exemptions that can be sought in a timely manner in a situation like this. Prince Edward Island, like many Canadian provinces, are currently experiencing a housing crisis. We heard it earlier. Today's generation of home buyers face exorbitant purchase prices, land shortages, and development roadblocks and delays. The segregation of mobile homes to mobile home parks results in the segregation of that portion of the population that can only afford these types of homes. The official plan notes that the population of Three Rivers has generally declined over time and is projected to continue this decline for another 11 years. It is our contention that the current restrictions in the bylaws are not conducive to young or new homeowners. While property may be available and mobile homes can and have been upgraded for a fraction of the cost of purchasing or building a traditional house, the restrictions to a mobile park are elitist and damaging to the overall health, diversity, and growth of our community. So where do we go from here? My daughter is a single mother of a 7-year-old boy. She is a hard worker, employed full-time at an office in Charlottetown, lives in a multi-unit house dwelling in town. Her rent currently is half of what she makes per month. She has tried to find various options to afford accommodation outside of the city so our grandson has a safe neighborhood to grow up in and so that she can become a homeowner and work for herself, not a landlord. As you are well aware, the lack of affordable housing on PEI has reached a critical level. She is quickly becoming disheartened that she will ever be able to give them the home they deserve. We have been very clear about our intentions to make sure the home is compatible with others in the neighborhood and our willingness to ensure it meets the appropriate building codes in a timely manner, but we are not able to do this work without moving it to the Wim Road site. I'm asking you to remember your promises to the residents of Montague, Cardigan, Georgetown, and outlying communities like Wim Road to maintain the character of the existing communities and to establish regulations with respect to planning and land use matters affecting the general welfare, health, safety, and convenience of persons in the town of Three Rivers. Segregation is not acceptable. 3-month delays and no end in sight during the peak construction season on PEI is not acceptable. As a town, we need to do better. We need to be inclusive. We need to respond to requests for permits in a timely manner, and we need to think about the existing communities when requests are being made. We started this journey in early May, almost a full 3 months ago. 3 months that could have been spent on moving the mobile home, upgrading the home, and moving our daughter and grandson home to the Wim Road. Please don't ask us to wait any longer. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Crystal. So you have submitted the application, and the application will go to planning board. And then because of the bylaws, it will come to council, and council will have the last say on the approval of that application.
Right, and that will be August 11th, so we've now lost the entire construction season. We will be at our peak season with one of our seasonal businesses. So the time that was supposed to be taken to make a safe home and to get our daughter home and our grandson home has been spent in all of this bureaucratic runaround. And when the gentleman was talking here earlier about the housing and what you're going to do, that's one of the big things that you guys need to look at is your current restrictions for the outlying communities to not allow mobile homes. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm not up on all the ins and outs of that. I'll discuss it with planning. John and I will discuss it with planning, but yeah, the process, all I can say right now is it does come to council and council have the final decision.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay, thank you, Crystal. Okay, we will move on to number 7, is a request for decision from Charlie Hicken, and the request was to disclose the total cost incurred to the taxpayers to attend the Federation of Municipalities Annual Meeting by the CAO, Mayor, and Chair of Planning Committee. Also, who approved this, and does it meet the procurement rules? The information is in your package, Mr. Hicken, and available to the public. It was in our budget, so it follows our, I don't think there's any procurement bylaw that it violates. I just, for those who don't know what the Federation of Canadian Municipalities meetings are, they bring together more than 2,000 municipalities of all sizes, representing more than 92% of Canadian municipalities. The diversity of our membership is essential in forming a strong and united voice. There is a number of different programs through Federation of Municipalities, both provincially and federally, that we partake in, procurement policies, insurance policies, and it's a large organization all across Canada that pretty well, like it says, what did I say? 92% of Canadians belong to a Federation of Municipalities. So that information is in your package. Mr. Hicken also requested and this is I do apologize, he requested this information some time ago. I went back through the tapes and the recordings, and the question asked was the planning department aware of intended use of the property? And I think the property he's referring to is on 18 Riverside Drive. The answer to that is yes. There was a permit, a development permit approved for a single-family dwelling. And now that we're aware of the issue, what will we do to prevent this again? As far as planning, far as we know, the plans that were submitted in that application are being adhered to, so there would be no further actions taken at this time. Okay, now we're on to reports. Conflict of interest. Sorry. I'm trying to use a computer, but maybe paper's better for me. So, conflict of interest report. Yeah, Councillor McDonald has left the room, so do you want me to turn this over to you, or do you want me to do it? Yeah, I'll let the CAO handle this.
So, Your Worship, after the request and recommendation from council, we did turn the complaint over to legal for an opinion. We provided them with a significant amount of detail, plus the tape of the meeting and all appropriate background information. Shared the legal opinion with council, and we'll actually be putting on a version of it on the town's website, making it available to the public. Not the full report; it's about 8 pages, but certainly a scaled down version of that will be available for public viewing. And as you know, the recommendation was that that there was no conflict in the views of the legal opinion. And so there's a resolution that's been developed around that.
So, yeah, so council has to vote on this resolution. That was what the recommendation was. So the resolution is, be it resolved that the council of Town of Three Rivers acknowledges that Councillor McDonald is not in a conflict of interest in this matter and is therefore permitted to participate in any further discussions or decisions relating to development application 46.2.5 DEP. So, okay, moved by Counselor Monroe and second by Counselor Van Donkersgoed. Any discussion, any further discussion on that motion? All in favor? Okay, motion is carried. Okay, it's somebody, can you tell Counselor McDonald she can come back in? Okay. So now we're on to number 9, which is reports. The first is the mayor's report, and it's contained in your package. So it has been really busy here this summer. We had some issues with the splash pad, but it's up and running. For the first time, we have e-bike rentals available at the Monica Marina, Georgetown Visitor Center, and Cardigan. Residents can also check out the many programs that are being offered at our Monica Rotary Library. And we had a very successful NHL-sponsored ball hockey program that ended in late June. And Georgetown Summer Days begins with the car rally on Wednesday. I want to thank the residents and businesses affected by this construction being carried out by the province for their patience and understanding. I realize that this is, has created problems and financial issues for those residents. I wish we could make it, we've tried to do the best we can. I just want everybody to know that John has been in consultation with transportation because it's their project. And we just hope it'll be done on time and we'll have a very nice intersection there that we've received so many complaints about going forward. So I just hope, I'm sure everything will be on time and the intersection will be up and running and we'll all hopefully be pretty proud of that intersection and it'll help traffic moving through the town. First Summer Festival, Cardigan Day in Georgetown, that was an enormous success. As I said, I didn't know Cardigan could hold that many people. I want to recognize the Friends of Cardigans, our Three Rivers staff, and all the parade entrants for a job well done. Everybody worked together to make this event even bigger success than last year. I attended the Canada Day celebrations at the Olorn Valley Hall. They had a great celebration there. They had the best cake I've ever tasted and entertainment, and I thank them for the invitation, and it's nice to see that former Three Rivers property being so successfully run by that volunteer group. I was happy to attend the PEI Street Rod Association 45th Annual Show and Shine at the Old Broodnell Park. The crowd was really large this year, much larger than last year. They had 347 entries, some beautiful cars down there if anybody had a chance to see it. And I chose Three Rivers resident Hope Hickabottom's 1972 neat little Volkswagen camper van for the town's choice. I understand that she's a big supporter of the car show and has been there for quite a number of years. I was also invited in June to the Career Bridges graduation at King's Playhouse. It was great to meet those enthusiastic people who are working to improve their job prospects. Career Bridges is a real asset to our community, and I often see graduates that have gone through the program out in working in our community, so it's great to have that in the community. There's a list of other meetings that I attended there throughout June, and as I say, my door's always open if anybody wants to come and discuss anything. And I hope everybody's enjoying their summer and try to take in all of our events that are happening. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the CAO report. He does the serious stuff.
Thanks, Your Worship. Again, my report is in your package. And if there's anything I don't touch on, you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them after I give a brief overview. On the financial report, the field work for audit has been completed. They're touching up on just a couple of minor administrative items, and we plan to present the draft audited financials as we do each year in the August meeting. And our financial report is included in the package. Again, continues to show strong financial health. Reported surplus of about $156,000 before capital purchase. And the surplus was achieved with seeing revenues higher than budget and expenses that are considerably lower than budget. One of the things that you will see in this month's package And going forward, it's a full financial package will be available to the public. And basically the same report that council gets. And that's just, again, putting us in line with other municipalities and offering a bit more transparency. On Wednesday of this week, our plan is to launch our town's new website. The launch will happen around 12 o'clock on the 16th. There's a bit of a process to go around that, but staff have completed training and we're ready to roll that out. On the HR side of things, we had negotiations with CUPE toward a new collective agreement, and they're ongoing. We had productive meetings in June, and additional sessions are being planned. The recruitment process for the EA and clerk to council is moving along. We had a number of very qualified folks, and we actually completed interviews today, and we're impressed with the level of applicants, and the interviews today went very well. I also want to mention congratulations to Kyle Jenkins. He has worked with the town for quite some time, and he has successfully obtained his certifications in water distribution and wastewater collection and treatment. As you recall, we made an amendment to our utilities, moving it from public works to utilities, and Kyle has used that to advance his career and get some good certification. That's something that's great for us to see. There was a social media post that raised questions about the town's decision to support training for our accounting staff who went to a national conference held in Ontario. The event was attended by over 300 municipal accounting professionals from all across Canada, and was a valuable opportunity for staff to stay informed around best practices in municipal financial management. We were encouraged to see many people respond with supportive comments and recognizing the importance of staff development. We do have a robust budget that staff has set aside for professional development, and this is supported by the town senior management. And to make sure that our staff, especially those who are responsible for managing the town's public funds, have access to current knowledge and tools. And if you recall, last year our accounting staff found about I think it was almost $1 million in uncollected credits that they found, and that speaks to us having good staff and providing them with the knowledge and tools that they do. So it's when you're managing a multi-million-dollar budget, you want to have people that are up to speed on current tools and practices. You'll also see a change in the approach that we have on planning and development application information. It's essentially the same package that council gets is available in the public, and again, that's in line with recent changes to the public, to the financial information. And the only thing that the public won't see is the names and personal information. That'll be redacted. But essentially, the public will see the same piece. Again, as the mayor's mentioned, I had been in contact with transportation. They did try to do some work with the lights and trying to sync things. It is difficult to. There's a bottleneck there, and they've been doing the best they can. The sidewalk infrastructure in the Queens Road is pretty well done. There's a little bit of work to be done left on a few driveways and the like, but installation is complete there, and that looks good. Other than that, again, our Canada's Day celebrations at Cardigan were well attended, drawing one of the largest crowds on record. Cardigan was certainly the place to be on Canada Day, and again, we're looking forward to our events in Georgetown and Montague. That's my report in a nutshell. If anyone has any questions, be more than happy to answer them.
Any questions from council for John? Okay. Okay, if there's no questions for John, we'll move on to the development permit monthly report, and it's included in your package. If it's as written for your information, that's the reports. They're always for a month, so you can see that we've had quite a busy department there in the last month. Okay, and the next is the planning board report, and I'll turn that over to our chair. Chair, to Ann.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, 9.4.1, a development application 71.25 DEP 6 Old Forge Court, PID 608570, a 12-foot by 22-foot accessory structure located in the front yard. The Planning Board recommend to Mayor and Council to approve the development permit application for a 12-foot by 22-foot accessory structure to be located in the front yard of 6 Old Forge Court, PID 608570, with the following conditions. 1, the permit is valid for 12 months from the date of issue. 2, any proposed changes or revisions must be submitted to the town for approval. 3, the following constitutes the approved plans. The development permit application received May 23rd, 2025. The elevation plan received May 23rd, 2025. And the site plan received May 23rd, 2025.
Okay. Mover and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Van Dyke, second. By Councillor McFarland. Any questions for Councillor Van Darkensgoed on that application? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one, Ann.
Okay.
9.4.2.
Okay. The development application 83.25 DEP at 46 Birch Lane, PID 857870, is a 7-foot by 11-foot accessory building located in the front yard. Planning Board recommends to Mayor and Council to approve the development permit application for a 7-foot by 11-foot accessory structure to be located in the front yard of 46 Birch Lane, PID 857870, with the following conditions. 1, the permit is valid for 12 months from the date of issue. 2, any proposed changes or revisions must be submitted to the town for approval. 3, the following constitutes the approved plans. The development permit application received June 11th, 2025. Elevation plan received June 18th, 2025. And the site plan received June 11th, 2025.
Okay, I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councilor Monroe, second by Deputy Mayor Jenkins. Any questions for Councilor Chair? Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up a little while ago, but a lot of residents that watch us online, they seem like they wanna know where's 46.
What's, just 1 second, Wayne, we got too many mics going here, do we? Can you switch the podium one off, please? Somebody? Thanks, Danielle. Okay, Wayne, go ahead.
Yeah, like a lot of residents that watch us online have approached me and say, you know, okay, this one's for 46 Birch Lane. They'd love to know where it is.
They should try Google Maps.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they're all on Three Rivers.
no, I know, but
Yeah,
they,
but I guess they give the PID and everything, so it's not too hard to find out where they are.
yeah. I'm just passing her on.
Okay.
So where is Birch Lane?
Lower Montague.
Never mind. Yeah. Okay, did we have a mover and a seconder? We did, didn't we? Okay, any other questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. 7.4.3, 62 Bottom Bay Lane, Ann?
Thank you. Development application 87.25 DEP 62 Bottom Bay Lane, PID 908749, the sighting of a recreational vehicle for 120 days. And the planning board recommends to mayor and council to approve the citing of a recreational vehicle for 120 days on PID 908749 62 Botten Bay Lane. Condition 1, the permit is valid for 120 days from the date of issue, after which time the recreational vehicle must be removed from the site. 2, sewage and gray water must be disposed of properly into an approved septic system or pumped into holding tanks and disposed of properly. 3, plans for the condition development application received June 13th, 2025, and the site plan received June 13th, 2025.
Okay, motion to approve? Okay. No, I'm sorry. We didn't move and second it. So we need a mover. Councilor Monroe, second. Okay, Councilor Spin, sorry about that. All in favor?
All right,
Okay. Okay, that motion is carried. 9.4.4,
okay. This is for a development application 88.25 DEP, South Montague Road, PID 682575, the sighting of a recreational vehicle. The planning board recommends to mayor and council to approve the sighting of a recreational vehicle for 120 days on PID 682575 South Montague Road, Route 353. Condition 1, the permit is valid for 120 days from the date of issue, after which time the recreational vehicle must be removed from the site. 2, sewage and gray water must be disposed of properly into an approved septic system or pumped from holding tanks and disposed of properly. 3, the development application received June 16th, 2025, and the site plan and photo received June 16th, 2025.
okay, mover and a seconder? Moved by Councilor Monroe. Second by Councilor Spin. Any questions for planning board chair? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on to 9.5, which is our financial report, and it's in your package. It's quite a detailed report there. Any questions on the financial report? No questions on the financial report? Okay. We are down to 9 points. Oh, I'm sorry, Martina.
Yeah, I didn't really have a question. I just had a comment. I think it's excellent. I think for the budget that we're managing and staff is managing, I think that's great that you do the training. I mean, this is a big dollar figure, and I think it also is nice to be noted that at the end of the May, which is just April and May, in the first 2 months, we're in the black by 156 above budget. So that's
excellent.
a really good job.
Yeah.
Everything is up. Yeah.
Yep. And personally, I do support as much training for everybody. Needs training. Everybody needs training to do a job. And as somebody said, we're not a small community anymore. As he pointed out, Jamie from Stantec says we're the 4th largest community in PEI now. So we're growing. Anyway, thanks, Martina. So the 9.6 is the Montague Sewer and Water Report. Is anybody, John, gonna, okay? That's in your package. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Did you want to give that report, John? Or, okay. It's in our package?
It was updated.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. The Montague Sewer and Water Corporation held a special meeting to discuss the extension of sewer and water services anticipated for the Robertson Road. The current expansion to the intersection by the Department of Transportation is well underway. The town was contacted by Transportation to discuss potential development that could be foreseen in the next 10 years along the Robertson Road that would impact the new construction. Sewer Committee agreed it was advantageous to have the sewer and water lines installed in coordination with the current ongoing construction and not have to excavate new construction shortly after completion. The committee is proposing that funding be sourced from the CCBF Fund 12.5.6, expansion of sewer and water network, to cover the construction and engineering costs to the construction limits of the Robertson Road. The opinion of probable cost to the project is $315,700 plus HST and includes 2 new manholes, 120 meters of sanitary line, 125 meters of water main, a new fire hydrant after the Brudenell Market, asphalt reinstatement outside Department of Transport, the work zone, construction, engineering, design, and contingency. The project could be reduced by $65,000 if the project ends at the auto shop instead of the market, eliminating the hydrant and additional sanitary and water lines. So my motion is, be it resolved that construction proceed for the Robertson Road Sewer and Water Project, and further be it resolved that the project funding be allocated from CCBF Fund 12.5.6, extension of sewer and water services to the amount of $287,000 plus contingency $28,700, $315,000, $700 plus HST. So a total of $315,700.
So, second, you're moving that motion?
Move that.
And second by Deputy Mayor Jenkins. Questions?
It would only be wise to put that in now, rather than tear up,
Yes,
Brand new
it certainly
construction,
would
that's
be a lot better than another construction. Who had did somebody have a question? Okay, we have a motion down further. Yeah, down further. Okay, we'll take that as the report and we'll do the motion when we move down with the motion. Sorry. Thanks, Deanna. Okay, so that was the report and we'll do the motion. Okay, 10 is the request for decisions from our council meeting. And it's municipal bylaw fees. Is that the first one? So we have, so the motion here, this is from our last council meeting, is be it resolved that the council approve an amendment to Schedule A of the municipal fees bylaw, number 2019-09, to include the amendments of the cost of development and subdivision agreement as recommended. Need a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councilor Van Dark, good. Seconded by Councilor McDonald. Any questions on that motion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Okay, motion is carried. Okay, the next one is 10.2. And it's request for decision of 25-19 Cardigan Playground. Get this up here. Yep. Okay, the motion here is be it resolved that JIL Engineering and Construction Incorporated be awarded the contract for the playhouse structure at the Cardigan Village Green, the amount of $123,900 plus HST for a total of $142,485. Funding to be secured from current operations and rural growth initiative funding stream. Mover and a seconder? Moved by Councilor McLean, seconded by Councilor Spin. Any questions on this request? Okay. All in favor? Okay, motion is carried. Next is 10.4, it's request for, 10.3, sorry, request for decision 25-20 for the digital sign. The motion is, be it resolved that a digital sign be purchased from Dalmac for $24,251.65 plus HST for a total of $27,889.40. Funding to be sourced from current operations. Need a mover and a seconder? Moved by Counselor McLean, second by Counselor Spin. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion carried. 10.4 is the request for decision 25-21, and that is a loan renewal. And so as I get the, okay. Danielle, did you want to read this one?
Okay, so at the last COC, it was requested that council allow staff to reach out to various banking institutions to provide quotes on a current loan that has been up for renewal as of June 2025. So various banking institutions were approached to provide quotes on rates and terms to renew an existing loan for the town of Three Rivers. The loan was up for renewal as of June 2025, and the following quotes were received. Scotiabank 3-year fix was the one that came in the lowest, and at 3.849%. So therefore, we recommend to council to approve the following motion. Be it resolved that the town of Three Rivers authorizes a loan through Scotiabank for the approximate amount of $141,375.34 for the renewal of an existing loan. This loan will be paid over a 3-year term at a rate of 3.849%. It will be repaid in estimated monthly blended payments in the approximate amount of $1,903.69. This amount will not exceed the town of Three Rivers debt limits as defined in the general borrowing bylaw.
Okay, mover, John, moved by Counselor McFarland, seconder. Second by Counselor McDonald. Any questions for Danielle on that request? Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion is carried. 10.5 is request for decisions 25-22, Human Resource Services. And the motion is, be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Three Rivers approve a renewal of the town's contract with MC Advisory for the provision of human rights resources services for the 2025-2026 fiscal year at a cost of $2,916 per month. Mover and a seconder? Okay, moved by Councillor McLean, second by Deputy Mayor Jenkins. Any questions on that request? Okay, all in favor? Okay. 10.6 is request for decision 25-23, bylaw officer, bylaw enforcement. Okay, the resolution is, be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Three Rivers authorize the issuance of a request for proposals, RFP, for the bylaw enforcement services in order to ensure accountability, transparency, and quality of delivery of these services. Mover and a seconder? Okay, moved by Wayne, seconded by Ann, and any discussion on this? Okay, all in favor? Okay. Next one is 10.7, request for decisions 25-24, the Cardigan Fire Hall expansion. And the resolution is, be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Three Rivers approve staff to submit a new capital investment plan to infrastructure under the Canadian Community Building Fund in the amount of $280,000 plus HSTs to support the construction of an addition to the Cardigan Fire Hall. Moved by Councillor McLean, second by Deputy Mayor Jenkins. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Okay. 10.8 is request for decision 25-25, Cardigan Heritage Building. The resolution is, be it resolved that the Town of Three Rivers agrees to work in collaboration with the Cardigan Heritage Society to assume ownership and full management of the Cardigan Heritage Building. Staff will be directed to begin discussions with the Cardigan Heritage Society to determine the appropriate terms of transfer of that property. Moved by Councillor McDonald, second by? Second. Okay. Second by Councillor McLean. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion carried. 10, now we have the request for decision for the Robertson Road Water and Sewer. So I'll just read this one more time to make it be official. So, 2025-083, be it resolved that funding be allotted to the Robertson. Okay. Okay, so you want me to read, so we should read this one then, yeah, okay. Okay, so I don't have the correct version. Be it resolved that the construction proceed to the Robertson Road Sewer, that construction proceed for the Robertson Road Sewer and Water Project, and further be it resolved that the project funding be allotted from the CCBF Fund 12.5.6 extension of sewer and water services to the amount of $287 plus contingency of $28,700, bring it to a total of $315,700 plus HST. Okay, moved by Councilor McFarland, second by Deputy Mayor Jenkins. Any questions, comments? Okay, all in favor? Okay, so that ends this portion. So next portion of our meeting is a closed session under the MGA 119(1D) Human Resource Matter. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Hope to see you back, and have a good evening. We need a motion to close the meeting. Okay, moved by Alan and second by Cody.
So I'm actually gonna ask.